What's up, guys? Here with Shopper Films.
What's up? What's up, peoples?
He's riding my bike, and I'm just checking out his bike here, the P51. It looks so dope. Honestly, I think when I was looking at pictures of it, it kind of looks like a very average kind of bike, but when you see it in person, it's like a whole different vibe. It's like really hard to explain.
I usually say that you have to almost get your ass on the seat.
Yeah, yeah.
And once you do that, it makes you realize what the bike, you know, is capable of.
Yeah, and it feels so much different than it looks. It's so hard to explain to you guys, but for example, it looks kind of like an aluminum frame, but when you ride it, it feels so sturdy. It's harder. Yeah, that's all steel, baby. All steel. Yeah. And you know, I weigh quite a bit. I weigh 250, and I was riding it, and it does feel really bouncy. Like it feels really nice and comfortable. Sure. So this is what it does when I bounce on it. 250 pounds.
And
Nice.
Peter's not even at the limit yet. He could still,
Yeah,
you could have a couple.
It's amazing. So I'm stoked to try this out, if you allow me.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, and I was riding it before recording, and it just has like the torquiness of a Sur-Ron, and it's kind of intimidating because it looks a lot more docile than what it really is. Don't you agree?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
No, yeah, and
Yeah.
I was telling Peter I do have a little software update that's not out to the public quite yet, but it's got a little more, pushing basically 40 amps through the controller. Stock I think is 30
Yeah.
or 35, so it's a little bit more, but besides that, it's pretty much how it comes out of the box.
So dope. I'm so impressed with this bike company. What else can I say? I mean, it just looks so, to be completely honest, the only thing I don't like, and I was telling Chris about this before, is the kind of like military look it has. But at the same time, on the flip side of that coin, I like that it's so minimal and that it's so sturdy looking.
One thing, P51 originally was going to be called the Bullet bikes, but there's already a Bullet bikes.
Would be a good name too, yeah.
But I guess it's already been taken.
Damn.
So they
see.
decided to go P51, and P51 is actually an airplane, a military airplane.
okay.
So it kind of
so it's like
flows with
on the
their
nose,
yeah,
for sure. Yeah, you guys know that I don't like to kind of butter any brand up. You know, I've had my issues with my Super 73, but I've been always very transparent about it. And yeah, I just think that I'm very picky with bike brands, and that's why I don't really do much reporting on different new bikes that come to my DMs and ask me to review, because I just don't like the look of them. But I gotta say, I'm very impressed with P51, and I think the company's really got something going on, really good. And I mean, side by side, if you look at it, it is taller, and it kind of has a RX vibe to it, but it's still very different. That's the thing. I don't really like the RX for the design. I just think it's kind of like motocross type of vibe, and I'm more of a cafe racer type of guy, and I think you too, right, Chris?
no, for sure.
Yeah.
I love the Cafe Racer. That's why S2 for me was like that. This is the coolest looking super bike,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I loved mine for a long time. However, once you get the low rear suspension and you're on the bike, I don't care how much it looks
Yeah.
as much, because I want to go over the bumps.
You got spoiled.
You know, yeah. It's. I even sat on Peter's S2 just a second ago, and I started to bounce, and I was like, "What the f is wrong with this thing?"
Yeah.
Here, I'll make the sound for you.
Yeah. And even though even though I kind of gotten used to like the stiffness of this too, I really like the design of it a lot, and I think it's like one of those designs where even though I'm not a huge fan of design, I really like the bike overall. I think it's like really well designed for the style. I mean, I'm saying like for my style, I like Cafe Racer, but for the style of it, I think it's really well designed. I think it has a very aggressive look, and I also love the minimalism of it. I love the empty spaces. I've always said that to you guys, and I've said to lots of people that are in the community how minimalist I like my bike to be. But I do like, yeah. I started the video assuming that, actually. But yeah, I just think it's amazing, and I mean, we're gonna ride it maybe later, but it's very torquey. I mean, it's like it's on eco mode right now, and it's on the experimental. What's it called? Software, I guess.
Yeah, just a small little firmware update they did to it. One thing also is cool that I like about this is that you don't have to. There's no phone app, right? So I know that like a lot of people, Blue Mamba yesterday was having an issue. He borrowed a friend's bike. He had to go in the Super app and then change like to mode 4 so that he can actually like have the whole power. So this is really cool because you literally just have 0 through 5.
Yeah.
And 0, there's no pedal assist. It's just torque, you know, throttle only. And then you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if you want to pedal with it. But I'm a fan of just using my throttle most time, and I don't want to have to go in the app to figure it out. So, and I also like the display.
Yeah, the display is slick, man.
Right.
It reminds me kind of like an OLED, kind of like a Samsung display. Like
no,
the
for
new
sure.
Android Samsung. It's pretty cool.
It's also got a 12-volt headlight. Most companies, and I didn't know this, don't use 12 volts. So at nighttime, it's really bright. Obviously, it's even bright in the daytime.
Right in the daytime.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But I don't do a whole lot of night riding myself. But it's cool that you have that super bright ass headlight.
Yeah. I like that the battery is kind of blending in with the frame. It is not bulky. It's not like
it doesn't stick out over the edge, maybe like a quarter inch or something.
It's not taking protagonism like on mine, where like it's very noticeable, like the gas tank.
But that's subjective, right? Because some people they maybe want that, so it's definitely.
But I'm saying for the power it has, which is like
shocking.
You know what I mean? This little battery is pretty impressive. You know, so I can probably do a wheelie.
This is the one bike that I've started popping up the front end and starting to take after Shreddy, you know.
Really nice brakes too, huh?
Yeah, you know, and the fact that they're gonna have Maguras are stock on their new bikes, which is crazy. So then it's like you even have more.
Wow.
But I'm happy with the brake stock on this particular version 2. This is a version 2. They now have version 3. So.
Yeah, I'm impressed. Yeah, really. I think if I were to retire this bike, or let's say sell it, I would not be against getting one of these guys. Yeah, heard it here. Yeah, and this guy turned me on to that. So kudos to him for being the spokesman and for just like, I mean, that's the thing. Chris is honest too. He likes to be honest with, I think, his audience, and I think that I respect that, and I think it's great. I'm not even sponsored by them. I'm not getting any money from them. I just think it's a great product. And how much does it go for?
So it's normally $3,800. They just had a sale on this version where it was $400 or $450 off of that, so it was like $3,400.
Gotcha. What's the code off for?
Shaver Films.
There you go, Shaver Films.
Thank you.
There you go.
It'll save you guys. Shaver Films will save you $150 if you're gonna buy one. And I do believe the Gen 3 is out, which has the Magura brakes. Shaver Films will also get you $150 off that. Help support the channel. And comment below if you guys think that maybe Peter should have one. I don't know. Maybe I'll just have to leave mine up here for a couple weeks and see if he just doesn't want to give it back.
All right, should we go for a ride?
Yeah, let's go for a ride, bro.
Let's do it. All right, so it kind of looks like I'm riding a Suron right now. So I'm on eco mode level 3, and it's pretty torquey. It kind of stays steady when you're riding like this at 15 miles per hour, but the takeoff is aggressive. You gotta kind of lean forward a little bit. Right now I'm 20 miles per hour. Level 5. Wow, it's really loud. Wow, that motor is loud. That's a loud motor.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, it has metal around the nylon, so it's like the gears are really strong.
That's right. Yeah. That's the difference between the Super, right? It's like plastic and metal.
Super has nylon and metal also, but I guess these ones it's thicker.
Thicker, I see. I was scared there. It feels like I'm riding a Suron, especially with the gloves on. That's funny. Very comfortable ride so far. And bring it to 0 and go. Wow, it's pretty good. I like it. Go ahead. It's pretty good. It's like gradual. It's aggressive and then it gradually goes up.
Yeah, the 0 to like 8 is super aggressive, and then 8 the rest of the way it kind of has a curve where it goes like this and then it levels and then kind of goes up.
That's nice. That's probably why the battery lasts for quite a bit longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only good thing about the knobby tires on mine is when you go over glass.
And I'm like,
That's the only good thing about it, but they don't really grab onto the asphalt very well. And my wonderful blinkers here keep falling off.
I think that these tires, and one thing on the P51, I'm gonna probably put the Huntsman, because I feel like they're just a little thin.
Yeah,
but I mean,
it kind of has that Kenda look where it's like very Kenda.
They are Kenda.
Yeah, that's what they have that. They have that look. It's very gives it away, the Kenda look.
Right.
Looks good. It's handling really well. Really feel like I'm riding a Suron right now. It's pretty crazy. 29 miles, 30. Staying on 30. I like the speedometer a lot.
Like people that get the handle works.
Yeah.
For the P51, they'll say, oh, the initial torque is not as much as the stock. But then once you get to like 18 or 20, up to like 35,
yeah,
way more than the stock. So it's kind of like, do you want to keep the initial and only go up to 30, 32, or do you want to go to 35 or 36 and maybe not have that super torque off the jump, but then be able to have mid-range to high-end torque at the end? So.
Yeah. And you know, ever since I started riding my bike with a single battery instead of dual like I used to do back in the day, you really appreciate like the mileage on the range a lot more, because then you realize like you have all that power and all that torque and all that speed, but then it only lasts for 18 miles, 20 miles, and what's the point, right? Like you want something that will take you far too. So it
also like depends on, like, for you in LA riding, you might go 30-40 miles in a day. For me riding where I live, 10 miles is like to where I need to go and back, you know?
Right, yeah. And it works for some people and it doesn't work for others. That's a little jump when I hit the throttle. It takes a second. It's very responsive when I hit the brakes.
They are, right?
Like as soon as I hit one, is like okay, one is like 2 of those, but then when I hit the second one, it's like really slowing down.
And there's only 100 miles on the whole bike, so maybe that has a little.
Yeah.
They're still pretty new.
Some bumps here, like nothing. I didn't even feel that. Crazy. There's another bump. Nothing. Didn't even feel that. Really nice. I really like it. I just went 31 miles per hour here. 31. It's a 25 mile per hour zone right now, but I can go 30. Seems like everybody else is going 30 right now. Yeah, it's really nice. It's very aggressive, very responsive. It feels very sturdy. Like everything feels really tip top. Like the handlebars feel sturdy, the brakes feel sturdy, the frame feels sturdy, the pedals feel sturdy. The suspension is like really bouncy, but somehow it feels like it doesn't feel like too wobbly. It feels like it's still got some structure.
Yeah. The amount of R&D that went into these bikes. When you go to the HQ in Huntington, you'll see like the original 4 on the wall.
Yeah.
It's crazy how the R&D that they put into it.
Interesting.
Not a day in LA unless somebody tries to kill you.
Right, yeah.
That's just kind of how it works.
Or you when you're here visiting.
Peter chased down this dude one time on Abbott Kenny.
Yeah.
And I had to give Peter a back massage because he was about to murder the dude.
Yeah, dude. It was a really close call too. I remember it was like this close to...
And he decided he wanted to go through it.
Yeah, then he apologized, but he said, "What do you want me to do? I apologize. I apologize. What do you want me to do?"
You're like, I want you to never do it again.
Yeah, exactly. Swear to me. Pinky, swear to me.
Give me a pinky, bro.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm really... This is a really good bike. I think if you were to put a 42 volt battery on it, it might be the enough speed that you want, really.
That's the plan.
Yeah. I like the suspension. It's like you can barely feel the bumps, unlike my Super 73. And I'm gonna ask Chris about what he feels compared to mine. This bump here. Oh, I heard that one.
Yeah. I think I bought it out. First time you ever even sat on the P51?
Yeah, the first time ever. First time.
So that's cool. It's not only just to sit on it, you actually get to ride it.
Yeah, yeah.
I've had quite a few people that like on rides will just like sit on it and go, wow, this is cool, but then they don't
ride it.
Actually ride it far and feel like how it feels.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, you got me in this LA cross thing.
Yeah, we can go. We just have to
like
go slow.
Right here, where everybody crosses everywhere.
Right.
This is crazy. Are we allowed to do this right now?
There you are.
This is my vibe.
Do you want to go on the bike trail?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's do it.
This dad walked out in front of me and I stopped and like 12-year-old daughter was like, Dad,
I know, I saw
watch
that.
out. Kids are saving their parents.
I know, right? For real.
It's an electric bike, Dad.
Really nice, really nice. There's a Cybertruck right there. Right there.
Is this a 60 or 72 volt?
That is a 72 volts.
Oh, it is,
with
okay.
like 60 something
Amp
peak.
hours?
Yeah. %. Whoa, look at that one. Beautiful. Beautiful ride. Wow. Right, we haven't been on this trail for a while. A tester. Limits. There's gonna be a lot of people on the trail probably because it's Sunday. And it's always busy on Sundays. Usually I go through there, but this time I can go through here. Look at that. Like nothing. And this is where I slipped, guys. Right here. This is where I slipped.
Right here is where you fell?
Not right here, but
This kind
because
of
of the sand, yeah.
Okay, so Peter put me on his bike and said, let's go right next to the sand.
Yeah. I like how loud the motor is because it kind of warns people that you're coming. Very, very loud. In a way, it's a good thing that it's loud. It just gives people heads up that you're coming. Like really sandy here. You gotta be real careful. And they still haven't fixed this bridge. God damn it, Santa Monica. Get your shit together.
What happened here?
So, you remember
sand.
when it was raining like crazy?
Yeah.
So the foundation gave out from below and the
Ooh.
whole bridge just fell.
Oh.
Right here.
Nobody was on it, huh?
No. Oh, I think so. Right there. See that pile of sand?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That was all like the concrete that fell down.
Wow.
Yeah. And they still haven't fixed it to this day.
Shocking.
Right? I know. God bless Santa Monica. We're paying 12% sales tax, but we can't fucking get this fixed.
Yeah.
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 God bless Santa Monica.
I'm in a what is it, a Best Western tonight that cost less or more money than my Omni in downtown Los Angeles
Yeah.
cost last night. But it's cool.
Yeah.
I'm near the beach. I got the breeze. Oh, whoa.
Shit.
I got the breeze.
So
my foot started slipping on the sand, and I went to grab the handlebars, and I hit the throttle.
Oh no!
I was just like, I'm a complete fucking mess.
Yeah. But you know, actually, I fell kind of on that curb like that, but it was on that side, so it's kind of like a mirror
I
opposite.
could see how that could happen because you know it's so.
It was nighttime. I didn't. All right, so let's break it down. What do I think about the bike? First of all, before I give you my thoughts, what do you think about the comparison between this 72 volt steel frame,
Aluminum frame.
40 steel frame, as in like there's no suspension, but
yeah,
aluminum
yeah.
frame? Yeah, that's true. It is aluminum frame, and also 48 mile per hour top speed. Like, how will you compare that to this? How do you feel about it?
So,
from your point of view.
yeah, if you're gonna ride and you want to go fast, I mean, you could modify either of these bikes to do the same thing. This
Right.
has already been modified, right?
Yeah, originally, for those who lived under a rock, this used to go 29, 30 miles per hour. If you're a skinny legend, it could reach 32 miles per hour. Yeah, I never got there, so.
This is also the same bike I used to have, right?
Yeah.
Stock, not the 72 volt, but the S2. So that's where I came from. I was super used to it. I was like, oh, I don't need rear suspension. Once I got like an RX, I was like, wow. Once I got this, I was like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
But the components, right? The shocks, so you can look at it. The shocks are way more beefy in the front.
They're definitely beefy, and I feel it too when I hit bumps.
Same brand that they put on a Sur-Ron.
It's really nice.
Rear shocks are D&M. Piggyback coilovers, same ones you're gonna find like on a Sur-Ron.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, fully adjustable. The one thing I'm not the biggest fan of is actually the seat. I mean, not that the seat isn't comfortable, it's actually comfortable, but I like a little bit of a bigger, longer seat, maybe to throw an extra rider, or even just to have more room.
Maybe you can take advantage of this spoiler and add an extension for another seat.
I actually have a Tapia seat coming that's going to be about that much farther and this much farther this way, and then it hangs over the edge a little bit with some gel. It's not a deal breaker at all. That's just first, like, that's my main thing. I love the steel frame.
I love the steel frame, yeah.
I love the way that the bike feels when you're riding it. It feels like you're riding like a dirt bike, but it has pedals and it is class 2, and that's a big thing. P51 is like, yeah, we could make this bike go 60
Is this a class 2?
100%.
Not a class 3?
I mean, it depends on what mode you're in again, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it comes down to between class 2 and 3.
But realistically, if we're being honest, it's a class 3.
I mean, it does have a class 2 right here. 750 watt, 20 miles per hour. Technically,
class
it's
2.
Mode 3. Now, when you go in, just like on Super, right? If you go into mode 4 on here or mode 5 on there, you're in off-road mode. If you keep it at 20 miles an hour, the motor is a 750 watt. It does 1500 or 1600 nominal, like peak, whatever. Yeah. But as far as like technically goes.
Yeah. And you think, well, is the Super 73 stock a class 2 or class 3?
The same thing. It's again, I mean, it would be a class 2 unless you put it in the off-road mode 4. I think even on the app when you go to 4 on Super, it says like this is now an off-road mode, or it says something like that.
So legally, it is a class 2 vehicle.
Correct.
With the chance of going slightly above class 2.
Right.
But which is like still not like riding a Sur-Ron going 60 miles per hour.
That's the whole thing. You're not going to get messed with. Now, you could actually have some cop trip because they look at it and go, wow, this looks like a Sur-Ron, but then they realize, oh, it doesn't go 60 miles an hour. It does have pedals. Yeah. So, you know, it's just kind of like, for where I live, I wanted a Sur-Ron. Everybody was having Sur-Rons. I was like, these are fun. I rode one and I got this. I now have a Talaria, which I don't really ride on the streets, but I have one that I ride off-road, and I have ridden on the street a little bit. But this is like perfect for me. I get around the beach town. It's zippy. It's got more than enough range on the battery. And it really comes down, like, I like the guys that run the company, AJ and Kevin. Just like Super, I love Drew, and I love Michael Canovo are awesome dudes from Super. Yeah. So it's like, when you like the people, it helps you like the brand. Yeah. It makes you see the brand in a different... I'm riding an E-Ride, wearing an E-Ride Pro shirt. Yeah. I love the E-Ride Pro SS. I've ridden it multiple times. I don't know who anybody there is. Not that I need to know them, but like... Sure. I'm more attached to the brands of the companies that I... Yeah, but you respect the product, which... Oh, 100%. Yeah, which makes you
appreciate the owners for doing a good job.
Yeah, and like the story behind P51, just kind of like the story behind Super, right? A couple guys made the first Kickstarter bikes, put it up, amazing. Welding that stuff in their warehouse in Tustin.
Yeah.
These guys literally making this frame, drinking bourbon Bullet. Bullet bourbon. Bullet is the brand. That's why it's called Bullet. They were drinking bourbon. It's called Bullet, and they named the bike the Bullet.
Yeah.
In their garage in Huntington Beach.
So funny, so awesome. Another thing I was gonna say about the P51 brand is that what I like about them, if what I've seen, is that they actually care about what they're making. They're not trying to sell out with a Chinese, which is fine. Chinese bikes are made all the time, and they're legit and they're good. But there's a difference between,
It's not white labeled.
Yeah, and that's the thing, guys, that you got to look out for. Like, it could be something that's really cool looking, but then the battery is crap, and the frame is crap, the welding is crap. You got to look out for all that stuff, and that's what I really like about this brand, is that even though it's, you know, they talk the talk about being like a hybrid of a Sur-Ron, it actually delivers really well, and I'm very impressed with them. And I think this is going to be the underdog that's going to take over very soon. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I think this is going to be a, you know, it's going to be a short review. It's just very casual. Like I said, I'm not sponsored by them. I just really like the brand, and I think Chris is, you know, very, very honest with what it is, and I appreciate Chris's honesty. And I think that's what really makes me love the brand and the product so much. I think it's got a lot of potential. I see it really being something big. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for watching. Shout out to Chris, Shower Films. Check him out, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Subscribe, because it makes them bigger, stronger, faster. Is that how it goes?
That's right.
Yeah, all right. Subscribe.
Yeah. What you riding?
It's got the red one.
The red one, the DRT version.
Oh, cool.
How do you like it?
Loving it. I mean, it's my first e-bike, but I never rode BMX my whole life.
Yeah.
Motorcycles. It feels way more like a motorcycle than a bike.
It looks like a motorcycle. Look at that headlight.